I'm Max Sterling, welcome to Larpgasm. I hear a lot of people ask, what kind of boots should I wear for LARP? And to me the answer is pretty simple. You wear something comfortable, you wear something waterproof, and you try to keep them genre specific. Now, many of you may play a historical LARP or a LARP that praises historical accuracy or requires historical accuracy, or maybe you're doing a parlor LARP where you need good looking footwear because the costume is a huge part of the game. But not everyone plays that type of game. Unless your game is strictly historically period accurate, there's no reason to have historically accurate period shoes. No reason.
So we have the boots, we have leather dye, which says right on here very clearly, do not use on suede or fabric for the suede boots. And if that fails, we always got spray paint. So we're gonna go ahead and make these brown boots black, and then that way they'll fit with our costume better. And to do that, it's very simple. All we're gonna wanna do is just open up the box here, grab these boots out, and then go to town. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, if you put that dye on there, it's going to affect the waterproofing. Well, is it? Are you a molecular chemist? Let's just put it on here, because I'm pretty sure I've done this before and there's no problem. I think it says do not use on suede just because it probably won't come out evenly. It'll probably look like crap if you're trying to do this on some dress shoes or something. But for LARP boots that are gonna double as work boots, yeah, don't care. I just need these to come out black. And you can see how simple of a process it is. Now you would say, Max, why didn't you just buy black boots? Well, you know, I wish it was that simple, I really do, but the only boots that they had that were cheap and waterproof were these brown ones. So this is why we have to go through this process. Now if I wanted to spend a couple more bucks, yeah, I probably could have found black ones eventually, but like I said, these are 35 bucks as opposed to spending, you know, 100 or more. And when these are done, they're going to be just great. And so this is just one quick coat of that dye, and you can see that we're already basically getting black boots. So, you know, that dye costs like $3. These boots I'm into for 35, and I can tell you this particular brand and style boot is very comfortable. You get in the correct size, and they'll last a long time because they are waterproof. So thing is, we just let this dry, see how much of that dye soaks into the suede. If a lot of it does, then we'll spray paint, but this dye will still be a good base for it, and spray paint does hold up. Okay, so these boots have been hit with the black leather dye, even though it's suede, and then I also hit them with a flat black spray paint, and you can see that they are in fact black. Now the only side effect of the spray paint and the leather dye is that it does make the suede like tough and hard. It's not like soft anymore, but you know, who cares, right? So the next step is going to be to hit it with a boot protector, even though they're waterproof, and we'll spray that on there anyways, more or less to hopefully try to seal in the paint and dye more so than waterproofing them. And then finally we will add some elastic for laces instead of using shoelaces, because I'm lazy and I'm not trying to ever tie my boot laces or straps, and I actually do it with all my shoes because I'm really lazy. Yeah, and you just do it, put your foot in, pull it tight, tie it once, and that's it. You never have to tie your shoes again. Boom. And for anyone wondering how these hold up over time, Here's a pair I did last year. Anyone that follows me on Snapchat, I made a video. I needed a pair of black boots for my LARP event. I was wearing these actually at work, found some black spray paint, and literally just hit them with black spray paint. There is no leather dye on these, and it is like maybe 2 coats of black spray paint. And this is after 1 year of being worn to work and LARP, and the exact same identical boots. So the black does hold even if you use spray paint. If I was going to wear these again, I would have just hit them again with the spray paint and they'd have been good to go. You see I already got the elastic for the laces, and I only do them up to there because it's more comfortable. The only problem is these boots over the course of a year got pretty beat down. They're $35 boots. I don't expect them to last more than a year after the punishment I put them through at LARP work and, you know, through winter and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and get these new boots laced up, put together, and then we'll show you what the final effect looks like when these are put together with the gaiters and it all comes together with the costume. And this is the finished product. So we have our brown work boots that are now black after a leather dye, some flat black spray paint. Don't use gloss or semi-gloss, use a flat, and then with some additional boot protector over top. And then we added a Swiss military leather gaiter over top of it. Now this gaiter has been modified. I actually added some armor plating to it. If you buy these directly, it'll just be leather. So that's up to you if you want to add any armor plating to it. I had to for a game that I play. And that's pretty much it. Now when you wear pants, or if you wear greaves or something, I mean, they may come down real low, so you may only see this. But I feel like this does a very good job of covering up the laces, or in this case, elastic that we added. And if anyone does happen to see it, I mean, to me, it looks period enough, but this could also fly in post-apocalyptic or really probably any setting. The only thing that sticks out is kind of the tread here, but these are brand new and still have spray paint on, so once I do some running around, that wears off and gets dull and we get some mud on here, these are going to look that much better. And even with the gaiters and the spray paint and everything, these boots are less than 50 bucks. I would say I'm probably into this project for about $45 and probably about maybe a half an hour of time. Most of the time is spent waiting for the paint to dry on these, and you of course need to let these dry outside because they'll emit fumes for a while from the spray paint and the boot protector and all that stuff. So this is something you definitely want to do a couple days before an event, or maybe even a week or two before. And then also, if they're new boots, you're going to want to wear them around for a while to break them in. But this is how I do LARP boots for non-period realistic or authentic type LARPs. And if you're doing just a fantasy boffer LARP, there's no reason this won't pass, and there's no reason that you can't wear these and, you know, look good and have it be a part of your kit. If you insist on buying a $600 or $700 custom pair of period authentic leather shoes or boots, I mean, go for it. But to me, for something I'm going to run around the woods in, hike in, climb rocks in, jump off things in, this is the way to go. As far as just some pro tips here, I know a lot of people may disagree with this, but I would say no steel toes. Steel toes, if you're running in them, I've had a lot of people tell me that it doesn't bother them, but I had a pair of steel toe before, and every time I would run and my toes would sort of like slide forward into those steel toes, man, it made for a very uncomfortable experience. Plus they're heavy. They're going to slow you down if you're running, and they're just going to make every step you take, you know, just a little bit heavier. So I try to steer clear of them, but you do whatever you want. I'm just making a suggestion. And as far as getting a pair of more higher end expensive boots, there are a lot better boots you can buy, obviously. One of the best pair of boots I've ever purchased was made by a company called Rocky. They are a US Postal Service approved type of boot that you can get. And I had a pair that I used for, I want to say 10 years at a LARP. And they were just a low black boot. And I wore these gaiters with them, and they were amazingly comfortable. The tread held up very well, and they were waterproof, and they took me anywhere I wanted to go. Eventually, they did wear down on the tread, and I still have them. I was actually thinking about getting them retreaded, but I have not. But if you got the money to spare, that's a good brand to look into. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you find it helpful. If you did, please comment, like, subscribe, and as always, adventure on.